So you priced out all your vintage Star Wars action figures and all the variants, but you're not done. Let's find out what figures like the Wampa, Dubac, and even the Trash Monster are going for in 2024. And some facts you'll need to know to collect these the right way. Let's go. In previous videos, I went over all the action figures released in each original Star Wars movie and the Power of the Force line. So if you want to go back and watch those, do it. But in doing those videos, I only showed the ones that came released mint on card. There are so many others that I'm going to go over today that I think make a complete set of vintage Star Wars action figures. Some you may agree with, and some you may not. So if you like watching videos on vintage and modern action figure collecting, like this video and hit that subscribe button. I will be going over the USA Kenner releases. Let's start at the beginning in 1978 and go in chronological order. And we're going to start with the Death Star Space Station. This was a playset that had 4 levels of play, and on the bottom level was the orange plastic trash compactor that came with the Dianoga Trash Monster. In the movie, we never got to see the full character, but Kenner had to imagine what this creature looked like. It was sculpted by Stephen Geddes, and I had the pleasure of interviewing him, and this is what he gave us. It's not big at all, fitting in the palm of your hand. It's not hard plastic, but it feels like rubber. There is no articulation in this figure, no paint apps, so I can see why some collectors call this an accessory and not a figure. Right now, they're selling on their own for averages of $60 in great shape. And a playset mint in sealed box will cost an estimated $10,000 in great shape, as these are rare to find in this condition ungraded. The next figure is one of the most popular variants in the entire Kenner line, the blue Snaggletooth. Although I don't really see this as a variant or an error, I see this as a playset exclusive figure. It came with the 1978 Cantina Adventure Set, which was a Sears exclusive, with 3 other action figures featured in the Cantina scene in A New Hope. You could have also gotten the blue Snaggletooth in a 2-pack from the Sears Holiday Catalog in 1978, and both this pack and the Cantina Adventure Set figures were replaced by the smaller and redder Snaggletooth action figure. The reason why the mistake was made was that Kenner got a black and white reference photo, so they made the figure blue and tall. They even gave him great 70s space boots. The updated figure was short, red, and had furry feet. This figure comes with the blue-black Rebel Blaster. The blue Snaggletooth figure comes with a dent in the right foot, which some say is a flaw in the mold, as other figures made in later runs don't have this dent. So it may be a factory mold error, where residue found itself in the metallic mold and had an imperfection in it. Today, a loose, dented blue Snaggletooth in great condition will run you averages of $515. A non-dent will run you about $425. With a mint in box Cantina Adventure Set costing you well into the $5,000 to $10,000 range depending on condition. Those are just rare to find. The Patrol Dubac was released in 1979, and yes, I consider the Dubac as an action figure. It's a figure, and it's got action. It's articulated. It's a figure in my book. Do you agree with me? The Patrol Dubac came with a spring-loaded latch to have a figure right inside, a brown saddle and reins, which these days come broken. So when buying this online, ask about that. Also, sellers will try to repair these reins and not tell you. So ask about that as well if you're buying online. Right now, loose and complete, they're selling for average prices of $80. Just make sure that the reins aren't broken. And right now, mint and sealed box examples are selling for an estimated $1,500. The prices in this video have been researched and averaged on sites like Facebook, eBay, and on various accredited auction sites. Doing that research takes time and resources. So to support this channel, visit the links in the description of this video. Join this channel as a member or support me at patreon.com/thepadawancollector. Your generous support keeps this channel making content. So thank you. And now back to the video. The Droid Factory was released in 1979 and came with a bunch of parts that you could use to make droids. Honestly, I think it's one of the best toys to come out in the entire vintage Kenner line. The best part was that you could make an R2 unit that came with a third leg. And you can find these loose selling in the wild for average prices of $100 for good versions. And mint and sealed boxes of the debut box, ungraded, will cost an estimated $2,000 to $3,000 in good shape. The closed belly Tauntaun was first released in 1980 for the Empire Strikes Back line of toys, and came with a saddle, reins which again always break, as well as a compartment to place your figures in to ride. There is articulation in the arms and legs, but not the head. You can find them today loose and complete with unbroken reins and saddles for average prices of $52. And mint and sealed boxes are going for an estimated $300 for the debut box. The turret and Probot playset came out in 1981 for the Empire Strikes Back wave of toys, and just as the name suggests, the Probot was one of the main features of this toy. Now, why didn't they call it the Probe Droid? I don't know. Maybe the marketing department over at Kenner wanted to stay away from calling any toy a probe. But yeah, I do think this fits really well into a collection of loose Star Wars action figures. And this could have sold well on its own. The head is articulated, and all of its arms. And right now, you can find the figure alone for prices averaging $30 to $40. And a mint and sealed box playset will cost an estimated $800 in good shape for the debut box. This next one may be a stretch, but let's include it. The Han Solo in Carbonite from Slave One. Slave One was released in 1981 for the Empire Strikes Back wave of toys, and when I had this Han in Carbonite, I actually kept it under Jabba's throne and not Slave One. Right now, you can buy one for $40 loose with all the stickers intact. And a mint and sealed box, Slave One is going for estimated prices of $2,000 to $2,500 for the debut box in good shape. In 1982, the open-belly Tauntaun was introduced. It came with the same features as the 1980 version, except this time, you can place action figures in the open slit on the belly to reenact the scene where Han saves Luke by stuffing him into the dead Tauntaun. Morbid, I know, but hey, that's survival, right? Right now, you can buy complete loose versions for average prices of $80. Again, just watch out for those broken reins. And a mint and sealed box is going for estimated prices of $450 for the debut box. The Wampa was released in 1982 for the Empire Strikes Back line of toys. This figure only has articulation in the legs and the arms and comes with no accessories, although a Tauntaun leg would have been an epic accessory. Right now, loose versions complete and in excellent shape are going for $30, and mint and sealed boxes are going for estimations of $200 for the debut box. The Jobba the Hut action playset was released in 1983, and this comes with one of the coolest figures of all time, Jobba the Hut. This is a perfect rendition of him. The detail in the mold and the paint apps is perfect. The face is spot on, and the eyes are perfection. And if you have any of the Hasbro versions of this and are a true collector, you are going to have this in your collection. This figure has articulation in the head, arms, and the tail. Right now, a loose figure in great shape averages $25, and a mint and sealed box playset will cost $375 for the debut box. And how can I forget Salacious Crumb, who also comes in this set? It has articulation in the tail and the tail only, but the detail on this little guy is pretty good in my opinion. You can find loose and standalone figures for average prices of $10 for a great looking version. And even ones in sealed Kenner baggies in great shape go for $20 to $30. The Rancor Monster was released in 1984 for the Return of the Jedi line of toys. If you consider this an action figure, then it's the biggest one made in the vintage line. And this is another one that shows off the level of detail and engineering that Kenner was getting so good at towards the end of the Star Wars line. The body mold and design is great. The face detail is great. The articulation is great. Even though this came with no accessories or extra action figures. This could have come with a big bone, an Ula, or a Gamorrean guard. Right now, you can buy a loose Rancor in excellent condition for average prices of $90. And mint and sealed box, it's going to cost you $380 today for the debut box in good shape. Size Snoodles and the Rebo Band was released in 1984, and it's the only retail action figure set by Kenner that wasn't a repack of already carded figures. This came with 3 action figures: Size Snoodles, that comes with her plastic skirt and microphone, Droopy McCool, that comes with his clarinet-like horn, and Max Rebo, that comes with his keyboard and microphone. Now for this one, here's a rule. If Droopy's horn is black, then the mics have to be silver. If the horn is silver, then the mics have to be black. Right now, you can buy loose complete versions of the band in excellent condition for average prices of $220, and that is with a very blue Max Rebo, as it's always harder to find Kenner versions without the faded blue arms. The Lily Letty Mexico versions tend to always have non-faded blue arms. Mint and sealed box versions will be about $315 in good shape. And on the next episode, I'm gonna compile all the figures together for a mega edit of the entire Star Wars vintage action figure line and what they cost in 2024, plus all the info that you need to know how to collect these today. So to watch that or other videos that you might be interested in, click the videos on your screen now. And as always, my friends, thank you, and I will see you next time.